Welcome back to Successful Farming. I'm Ryan Roossinck with Tractor Zoom, and today we're at the Kinzenbaw Collection. All right, now I know there's a lot of guys out there who are real sound guard guys, and they've forgotten more than I'll ever probably learn about them. But I don't think I've ever seen a 50-50 before. What's the deal?
Well, it's 50-50 because we build it out of several different tractors, and we took the Cummins engine, which is a 400 horse Cummins engine, and one of my guys said, well, we've never put a Cummins engine in a high power row crop tractor, so we put this together and we took it to the Farm Progress show, and we got a letter from John Deere's legal department and wanted us to cease and desist. They said we never built a 50-50. In other words, if I'd have called it a 50-20 that was repowered, that evidently was okay, but to call it a 50-50 threw a new number out there. So I wrote back and I said, gentlemen, I appreciate your interest in my 50-50. I said, it has your 50-20 rear axle and transmission. It has your 50-20 front axle. It has a cab of a 4440 tractor that I put over on this tractor. It has the hood off of an 8850. I had to buy 2 sets of your decals to get the 50-50 number that I wanted. And I also bought the John Deere paint from your John Deere dealer. So it's more John Deere than anything else, but we've had a lot of fun building it. It's a one of a kind, and it's not for sale, but thanks for the interest. Send it back to them, and that solved the problem.
I love it. I love it. That does bring up an interesting point, though. You mentioned it is not for sale. How many times a year do you figure you get guys who see a tractor like this or know of the 50-50 because they've been on the tour or something, and they pull you aside and say, John, what's it going to take for me to bring that home?
Very rarely do they ask me that, because I think it's very difficult for anybody to buy a tractor from a tractor collector. It's just not for sale, and no sense of bringing it up and haggling over it, because it's not something that we do.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That's a completely fair answer.
This is the first time we've ever really sold many of the tractors, but the reason I'm having this auction is because almost every one of them is a duplicate or triplicate of ones that I already have.
Mm-hmm. So we're kind of making space.
Yeah. This tractor that I'm leaning on was after what I call the Cold War. Before that, in 1970, Deere brought me this brand new 4520 John Deere tractor, and I took the engine out of it and put in a brand new V8 engine for them at their request. Then I used it on my dad's farm that spring to do all of his tillage work. Then we delivered it to Coal Valley in like May or June of that year, and they used it to test power takeoff equipment, rollover plows, different things that I remember them using it on. And then they let one of their dealers have it, who in turn sold it on a collector auction. And I went to the auction not even realizing or expecting to see it, but it was there, needed a lot of work, so I bought it and brought it home. And restored it.
So that was just one piece of nearly 650 tractors in John's collection. Stay tuned, we got more coming.